Hey there folks, so we're going to do something a little different for this series of videos. This is not the standard unboxing video. I have no package of goodies to open up and either gush over or pan on. Instead, I'm trying something a little different here. If you are or are not aware, it is November 1st, 2015, and Movember is underway. Movember, depending on who you talk to, either started from an event called No Shave November, which has its roots in Australia. A couple guys were kind of wondering, this is back in 2003, whatever became of the mustache. It seemed like for a while men were not wearing mustaches. They kind of got associated with bad porn actors in the 70s and 80s, and the mustache kind of went out of style. So what they decided to do originally was just kind of have a little contest among their friends to grow out the mustache. Well, eventually, this idea, Movember, the mustache, the Mo, got attached to men's health issues. Now, I kind of feel like I'm walking into a little bit of a minefield here because, it seems like anytime you bring up anything related to men that isn't a cultural criticism, kind of puts you at risk. But I'm not going to go so far as to say there is a men's health crisis in the United States. But if you take a look compared to some other health conditions that have big, huge foundations associated with them, testicular cancer gets almost no attention. Prostate cancer gets almost no attention. If we expand that out to look at male homelessness, there is a huge safety net for the other gender in terms of homeless shelter and homeless resources. For men, it's like, good luck, buddy. Go find a bridge. Homelessness, mental health, and suicide. God damn it, just today, not 20 minutes ago, I was coming back from the gym, and a friend of mine by the name of Scotty posted on his Facebook wall that he had a friend who was also an ex, had access to a shotgun, and fuck, there are not mental health outlets out there for men. It seems like every time there's a fucking mass shooting, we always say, mental health, we need to do something for mental health, but we don't do shit. So men's health awareness, homelessness, the suicide rate, mental health. I'm not saying that men have it shitty. Chill out, third wavers. This is not a zero-sum game. Paying attention to this doesn't mean that you guys are losing attention. It just means that we're distributing a little more evenly. So I decided this year to participate in the Movember activity. So the idea is basically you begin on November 1st. You grow a mustache. Now, there are two politically divided camps on this. One camp just says, yeah, you can grow out a mustache, that's fine. The other camp says, yeah, grow a mustache and a beard, that's fine. Either way, the mustache, I think the rule is the mustache can't connect to the beard somehow. So, more than likely, I will probably just go the mustache route and 3 days from now look like a big gay uncle, which is kind of ironic because I happen to be a big gay uncle. The other thing that Movember is doing this year is, so they basically put down two goals. There is the grow, and they're calling it the move goal. And the idea is, this is supposed to be a campaign centered on awareness of men's health. So the other thing that they're trying to do is bring attention to men's health by having men go out and actually be a little more physically active, try to physically take care of themselves. Now, I have a very vested interest in this. As you can see, morbid obesity is kind of an ugly and frowned upon word in most circles, but I am morbidly obese. And here's the thing, I'm okay with that. I grew up a fat kid. I can remember when I was 7 years old, my parents, back when they were still married, put me on the Scarsdale diet. Now, Google the Scarsdale diet. It's about a 500-calorie diet. Now, they put a 7-year-old on a 500-calorie-a-day diet. I got to go to the lunchroom in second grade, man, and, my friends have their little tin lunch boxes with all the awesome stuff inside, man, and I got my little Scarsdale thing, and my body is growing at this point in time. So God, there was that. My grandmother, once upon a time, was a distributor for the Cambridge diet, which was a powdered meal replacement plan. Um, oh God, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade. My father basically financed my grandmother's Cambridge operation by buying a lot of her shit. And of course, it all went to me. So, they tried that. That didn't work. I've struggled with my way. I know, no, revision. I have not struggled. I did not learn to live with my weight, and that was always the big problem. So instead of learning to live with it, the people who in my youth had control over me tried to control it for me and basically just fucked my metabolism up big time. Now, I do have to say, those of you who know me, there was a very silver lining to this. When I was it was the summer of 1986, between 8th and ninth grade, my parents sent me off to fat camp. Oh my God. If you all know me, all I'm saying is, yeah, me going to fat camp. All right, so getting away from that though, it took me a very, very, very long time to learn to love myself and live with myself as a fat person. As we shut that off. So what I'm doing here, this is not some, I'm going to be thin, I'm going to be pretty, I'm going to be a middle-aged GQ or men's health model. This is me being fat, but also realizing that in the last 2 months, I have had 4 friends die of weight-related complications. 4. And in their passing, they have left behind friends, they have left behind loved ones, they have left behind partners, and I can't do that to my partners. I know some of you who are on the Facebook side of my social network, during the period when I was unemployed, you saw some very, very dark, scary shit. You saw some moments where I was very, very, very close to taking the same route that my friend Scotty's friend took, and I found a way to just knuckle in, dig in, and ride it out, and I survived. And I just completely fucking lost my train of thought on that. Okay, I'm good with this when I do freeform talking. You can ask my students. God, talking about weight, talking about the whole idea of learning to live with myself. Shit, man, I've totally lost it. All right, so maybe it'll come back to me. So the big reason why I'm doing this is I lost 4 friends. That's right. And seeing the impact that those passings have had on their partners, I couldn't put my partners through it. I know, again, some of you know that for a while I was kind of involved in the whole gainer and encourager scene. I kind of blew myself up really, really big for a while. But I can't put my partners through that. I can't put them through that moment where I keel over dead in the classroom, I keel over dead somewhere, and they get a call. They have to pick me up. They have to deal with that. They have to deal with all this shit. I mean, come on, look at this, man. When I die, I'm leaving a lot behind. So for me, the idea is this is not, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get thin, I'm going to get pretty. You're going to see me, taking pictures of myself at a Target or a Marshall's dressing room, going for golf claps and butt pats. This is me as a fat person who is trying to go for the long haul. I've joked, if you've been in my face-to-face social circles, I've joked for years that I will probably be dead by the time I'm 60 of a cardiac arrest. And I'm trying to push that out to 70. I mean, it's not to say that this isn't going to fail me at some point in time. This is the big culprit in terms of what's going to kill me. But at least for the time being, I'm going to see if I can't push that out an extra decade, maybe live to see 70. Of course, August 29th, what would that be? 2042. The day after my 70th birthday, I'll probably keel over dead, but to at least get to see 70 years. So when Movember started this whole move goal thing, now I've been hitting the gym on a very regular basis for about a month now. My little slave master tells me what to do, tells me that I haven't worked out, it shames me, it goads me, it taunts me, and one of the best parts of my day is when I make one of those little asking rings meet. So I decided, this whole thing for Movember is just kind of a great opportunity to go out and actually do something. I've tried doing charitable outreach before. I work with a local 501c3 that fixes up computers and sends them out to local kids that don't have them. I tried this past summer. I failed miserably, but I tried to put together a small charity operation to put together backpacks for kids. I may try that again next year. I may still try to build that out. I just think I waited a little too late to actually get it launched. So this idea of altruism, that's how I get my fix, going out and helping people. That's one of the reasons why I teach. So Movember seemed like it was a good opportunity to kind of let my inner altruist loose. And, I grow a mustache back, and I got to tell you, since I started shaving at the end of August, this is the crappiest part of the shave experience. Like, even the chin, guys, if you're watching this and you've shaved before, you get exactly what I'm talking about. There are some parts of the face that are real easy to shave. The cheeks, easy. Under the neck is easy, even with my amazing double chin. Getting around the actual curves of the chin is pretty easy once you get your hands trained right. But the mustache just doesn't, man. I've been doing this for 2 months now, and I still can't get this one little part up at the top to get completely clean shaven. So, Movember, I'm good with this. Grow the mustache back. And if anything, it might be the springboard back into the beard. I don't know. You guys who watch my unboxing videos, you've heard me say, flip a coin, check the wind. That's kind of the direction in which my grooming goes. So, I've gone way longer on this than I thought I would do. Doing the Movember thing, November 1st to the 30th. Probably going to try to do daily video bloggings. If anything else, it gives me an opportunity just to kind of talk about, what I've done so far. As the grow part is easy. Sit back on my fat ass and just let Mother Nature push this out. I've noticed in middle age that when I was a teenager, I kind of had this thought. It's like, dear Mother Nature, just started puberty. Dear Mother Nature, I would really love to have hair everywhere except the top of my head. Keep the top of the head, but, everywhere basically like below the hairline. Well, Mother Nature responded, eventually. I think I started shaving when I was 16. The chest started coming in, lower started coming in. But now I've noticed in my mid-40s, it's like, the ears are growing in, the insides of the ears are growing in. I'm like, Mother Nature, let's have a revisiting of this conversation. I think we need to define hair growth areas. So, this idea of not shaving, I'm kind of cool with it. I haven't had a mustache since I was delivering pizzas as an undergraduate back in the early 90s. I had a job for Domino's Pizza. They had a very strict policy on shaving and keeping your hair long. So the only thing you could have was a mustache, and I had this delightfully little gay undergraduate, early 20, mid-90s mustache thing going on. So it'll be kind of a nice revisit to that period of time. So growing the mustache is good. Obviously going out to the gym and working out on a regular basis is good. 30 days in a row, I can do this easy. But the big thing is I am helping raise money for the men's issues that I deal with on a daily basis. I'm in my mid-40s, so I know I'm going to have to start getting checked out for testicular cancer. I know I'm going to have, God, I'm not looking forward to this. I know I'm going to have the inevitable prostate exam. I think the prostate exam is a 50 thing, so I'm about 7 years away from staring that down, and I'm squirming already. I mean, look at this, man. I'm just, no. So, testicular cancer, prostate cancer, those of you who know me on Facebook, you've seen some of when shit gets really dark and gets really nasty. You saw some of the mental health issues that I went through just to try and keep myself afloat. That's also coordinated with the whole men's suicide rate thing, man. Again, there were some days when I was unemployed, I didn't think that I was going to be here. I genuinely did not think I was going to be around to make this video. And then finally, male homelessness. One of the places where I taught for a proprietary college, man, and I saw male students who were homeless, and there was not a lot that I could do. My job at that college was basically to be kind of the person who finds resources. And let me tell you, Raleigh, North Carolina, man, I looked. I was in that position for a year. I looked, and just very, very few resources for men. If there were, they were usually at a church. They were usually like 6 to 12 beds. Male homelessness, there is not a lot out there. So, for me, my benefit is, come on, I get to revise, I get to relive and revisit my early 90s gay undergraduate, very blatant gay uncle mustache days. I get to motivate myself via public shaming to get out to the gym and maybe do, at least 30 minutes of movement a day, if not more. But the big thing is I get to raise money to help other men and, quite possibly at some point in time help myself. I don't know when I'm checking the boys out if I'm going to feel a lump down there. I don't know 7 years from now when the doctor does his thing if he's going to say there's a problem with the prostate. So again, this is not a zero-sum thing. I don't want anybody thinking that me doing this Movember thing doesn't mean that I don't support the women's issues. It's just, there is enough of me. Come on, look at this. There is enough of me to go around. I can support all of the issues. So what I am asking you for, if you have endured all 16 minutes and 25 seconds of this, is take a second, click on the URL, make a donation. I put in $1,000. I kind of went the minimal level. I got 50 already, just kind of be a social network. I got 950 to go. I got 30 days on this. Help me out. I'll see you on tomorrow's video, folks.